Hello fellow collectors, and welcome back to Gallic Gun Toys. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and today we're doing the collection video I promised when we did the Vegito unboxing video. So now we're going to jump into it, guys, but be warned, for those of you that follow the channel purely for Dragon Ball, there is going to be a lot of Dragon Ball in the beginning, but then after that there's going to be drips and drabs of Dragon Ball and just a lot of other stuff. So if you're into TMNT, Marvel Legends, Street Sharks, Star Wars, Super Sentai, Digimon, Pokemon, Beast Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh! The list just goes on, guys. I collect a lot of other random stuff and focused on a lot of other stuff before I really hit the ground running on a lot of the Dragon Ball stuff you see behind me. Most of this has all been just the last 5 years and a couple trips to Japan. But before that, I was pretty hardcore into collecting a lot of other figures as well. So we're going to have a look at everything I've got in my collection, guys. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Okay, so I've just had to move the sofa a little bit, just so I can actually get in there and film. So we're going to start over on the Banpresto wall, and then we're going to move on to the details, and then we're going to go to the other side of the room where I keep everything that's not Dragon Ball. So we're going to start up the very top here, guys. Just got some soft vinyl figures. That's a Frieza drink bottle from Universal Studios Japan. Some other random stuff. WFC line. Just most of them are up there. Save a bit of space. And then we've just got lots of awesome Banpresto stuff with some Mega House capsules and some other Gashapon in front. It's one of my favourite shelves, this top shelf. And moving down to the next shelf, more of my favourite stuff here. Very cool. Banpresto and Mega House have just made some fantastic stuff over the years. Some really awesome stuff. I'm so grateful to have the collection that I have. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without a couple trips to Japan, honestly. Like, some of this stuff I picked up really cheap in Japan. I know I spent a few $1,000s the last time I went to Japan, and just bought so many figures every day. I was just hauling figures in Akihabara, just looking for the best deals, going to the Akiba markets on the weekend. Yeah, it was a real experience obtaining some of this. And I have a pretty good memory, so, you know, for some of the ones I picked up in Japan, you know, there's a memory behind a lot of them. And that's, you know, that's really good. But as time goes on, it gets a little bit harder to recall where every one of them came from. And this guy's still sitting on the table over here because I not long finished filming my unboxing. Okay, so we'll start with the top of the details. And as you can see, just a lot of random stuff up here. A lot of the larger stuff. Figuarts Zero. Really love this cooler. This is one of my absolute favorite figures in my entire collection. Recently had someone asking if it is in scale with the SH Figuarts. And while we're here, honestly, if you compare him to the Broly, Broly, however the hell you want to say it, wherever you live, he is pretty much the same scale as Broly there. Okay, and the Broly here isn't far off the same scale. So, in comparison, and like you look at the Goku here, they are about SH Figuarts size. So, like the person that asked me, will they fit in an SH Figuarts display? I honestly think, yes, this cooler will fit in your SH Figuarts display. But sorry, we're getting a little bit off track, guys. Let's move on. Just some Sofubi's here, some great stuff. Some of my favorites. I love this classic Japanese, older Japanese stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the details themselves. So here we have the Tokyo Toy Festival Frieza and King Cold, limited to 800 and 300 respectively, I believe. This cool old Goku. I love this Goku. He's so dope. We got some DODs in the back there. And then in the back there we've got like a Medicom Ra Gohan. Some DOD Gokus in the back there. And some Ichiban Kuji. More Ichiban Kuji. I can't remember what line these are. These might be Mega House, but these are some of my favorites, especially this one. Absolutely love that. I'll actually get down here so you guys can get a better look at it. It's just so cool. Just one of my favorite pieces, all up. Just all around, one of my favorite pieces. Okay, now we're just going to quickly bang out all the SH Figuarts because we've got a few SH Figuarts shelves. So here is pretty much my Dragon Ball Super shelf. And here is my Majin Buu Saga sort of shelf. Trunks, Android Saga, Broly movie shelf. Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z, except for the Piccolo and Gohan in the back. I just think they work in the back there with everyone else. This is just kind of my random shelf. There's just a lot of random SH Figuarts in here. Okay, and this is my second Dragon Ball Super shelf. Absolutely love this shelf as well as the other one. There's lots of good Dragon Ball Super SH Figuarts, so really appreciate having, you know, pretty much the whole collection except for the exclusives. And the original Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I've got the premium color, and the original Super Saiyan Trunks, but I have two of the premium color edition. So they're the only normal releases I'm missing, but I still don't have any of the convention exclusives. I never bought any of those, and I don't think I ever will. So we'll quickly move on to this shelf, guys. So yeah, just some of my favorite Ichiban Kujis and Banprestos there. Some awesome stuff. Some more Ichiban Kujis. This shelf is pretty much just temporary. We're going to be doing some rearranging when some more Ichiban Kujis that are the same size as these show up. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel for that. We'll be looking forward to that. And then we've just got some more Ichiban Kuji, Sofubi stuff. Yeah, that's a damaged Piccolo. I got really cheap off eBay, but he's missing a foot, he's missing an antenna, and the two top horns on the top of the throne, though it came with them, they were broken off and just in a little bag. So I haven't had a chance to reattach those, and I'm hoping now John has a 3D printer, he can actually 3D print a new foot and antenna for that. So we might be able to get him complete with some 3D printed parts. This is my Taki Shenron, and just some other random stuff just in this shelf. I like it, I think it works. And yeah, just the Super Master Star Piece Ichiban Kuji figures, the Grandistas by Banpresto, they all look pretty good, and then we got the Maxmatic Ultra Instinct Son Goku there in the front. And then we've just got some normal Master Star Piece figures, guys, and then we've got the Kamehameha Goku, and the final Kamehameha Vegito, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. And then this is just kind of a random shelf with some Banpresto, this Ichiban Kuji Vegito. I think it's an old Banpresto Piccolo there in the front, and then just some random Dragon Star figures. That Gohan in the back there, shout out to my man Sonny over at Kaioken Times 10 Toys for sending me that bad boy as a gift. So yeah, that's where he lives bro. He's got a good spot there in the Detolf with the few Dragon Stars that I've kept in my collection. Okay, and we almost spaced on these last two shells, guys. I was actually editing the video and realized that I didn't actually film these two, this one and one of the other ones. So we'll just quickly touch on this. Just some cool stuff, some newer stuff. Old Ichiban Kuji, Prince Vegeta there, pretty cool. And this was the one I was really cut about missing, because this is one of my favourite shells, you know. We've got some Dragon Ball Gals in there, some Glitters and Glamour, some Supermaster Star Piece dioramas, some awesome stuff. Okay, now let's get back to it. Alright guys, sorry this is running so long, but that is pretty much all of the Dragon Ball. We will be touching a little bit more Dragon Ball on the other side of the room, and a little bit more when we get to my mum's place. But that was the basic breakdown of the Dragon Ball collection. Anyone that's not really too fussed on anything that's not Dragon Ball moving forward, you probably won't enjoy the rest of the video moving forward, because very limited Dragon Ball, and it'll be a lot of other stuff. So just fair warning, guys. Just, yeah, wanted to let you know about that. I'm just going to start in the corner here, guys. So we just got some games, some amiibos, some Revoltech Zoids there, All Might, some Turtles with all my Blu-rays, PS1, PS2 games with my D-Arts, and I think it's SH Figuarts Red, but yeah, they all look awesome. These are the original releases before they changed over to SH Figuarts, when they reissued. I know they redid the Charizard, I don't know about the other ones. But then we've got some DC Animated Universe Batman figures. Mainly got them for Batman Beyond, but figured, you know, we'll fill out the rest of the Bat team. So still need Robin, but the main ones I really wanted were these two, for obvious reasons, because I love Batman Beyond. And then we've got the NECA Turtles, just chilling with my PlayStation 4 games. Love these guys, they are so awesome. And then just a random shelf of Dragon Ball Gashapon. Awesome. And then here we've got some Medicom snakes from Snake Eater. A couple little Kubrick figures. That's a mobile phone holder I won from the Ichiban Kuji lottery. This is a really awesome little key ring that my friend Steve got me while he was actually on holidays in Japan. And shout out to Steve, because he's living in Japan for the next year. So shout out to you, Steve, if you're watching, bro. Like, loving all the photos and everything. Looks like you're having a ball. But yeah, so this is just the little corner here. We'll move on over to the computer. So this is just on top of my computer desk, guys, because I got nowhere else to put this massive thing. But it's really cool. It's the NECA Street diorama that came with the movie Turtle pack. I didn't buy the Turtles. I have a Raph that I bought when they released him separately. But yeah, I bought just the diorama when it released. And yeah, it looks really good. I bought it mainly for the intention of photos. But I've been really, really lazy, and honestly, I'm pretty shit when it comes to photography. I really need to work on my photography skills, especially like figure photography, and working with a diorama and stuff, because I'm just too inexperienced. I need maybe to learn hands-on from someone that's a little bit more skilled. And then we've got some more Dragon Ball Gashapon on top of the computer, just because there's nowhere else for it to live. And yeah. And then this is the last little corner we have, guys. So we've got the big NECA Turtles here. We've got like my Dragon Ball Game Boy Advance collection there, and Pokemon Red and Fire Red and Leaf Green, and these awesome D-Arts, SH Figuarts. I can't remember what they were. Actually, no, he was SH Figuarts, he was D-Arts. And then when they reissued him, he was SH Figuarts, I believe. Excuse the dust over here, guys. This shelf does collect a little bit of dust. So we've got some more games. We've got the Super Sentai, SH Figuarts. Then we've got some video game stuff, some Snakes, some Links, retro arcade turtle just with all the Nintendo games, and then just some random SH Figuarts, and I think that's a Mezco Dread in the back there. Really love that Dread. And then we've got the Transformers Masterpiece Beast Wars. I think there's some other Beast Wars figures hiding behind all of those. Then we've got some Kotobukiya Yu-Gi-Oh statues. Kaiba's hiding in the darkness there, but you can just see him. Snake, Cardcaptor Sakura, and then we've got a 12-inch Marvel Legends Wolverine, and the Green Ranger and his Legacy Dragonzord. And can't forget the Batman Beyond we've got sitting on top of the AC, and Frieza here that just chills in the corner, this big plush Frieza. But I got him in Japan and I absolutely love him. Guys, thank you for bearing with me. I know this video's run a little bit long, but this concludes this portion of the video, my place pretty much. So now we're going to pack everything up, we're going to head on over to my mum's. It's probably going to be about another 5, maybe 10 minutes worth of video while we go over everything there, but lots more TMNT, Marvel Legends, heaps of cool X-Men stuff. So yeah, stay tuned guys. I think you'll find it really interesting if you haven't seen that part of the collection before. And it's done a bit of growing since the last time I shot a video there. So yeah, let's just get over there and I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, and we're back. So finally at Mum's place guys, a few hours later into the evening. Did a little bit of stuff at home, did some editing, and then packed everything up and headed over. So let's jump into it. As you can see behind me, we've got the X-Men, the Marvel Legends, some Turtles. So we'll start with Marvel Legends and move along from there, shall we? I'll just stand back a bit and just give you guys a little bit of a look just how sort of massive this tiny little area is I've got jammed in here. Okay, so we'll start at the very top of the Marvel Legends, and the Old School Sentinel, one of my absolute favourites, older Apocalypse Build-A-Figure, some of the newer ones, and some villains. This is just kind of my villain shelf with a couple Build-A-Figures mixed in for good measure. And then moving down, we've got my X-Men team. I'm really happy to finally sort of have this lineup, all the old school X-Men, finally, you know, the Jim Lee X-Men, the animated series team. I've got pretty much the whole thing going on there, and I really love that. That's really fantastic. Got some more cool stuff down here. I am considering, the Exiles there, I am considering maybe moving on from some of the Spider-Man stuff. There is a lot of cool stuff in here I like, but there's a lot of stuff I've kind of grown to not really care so much about as I've gotten a bit older. So I might keep the symbiotes and maybe like the Spider-Hulk here, and I might get rid of pretty much all of these except for the symbiotes. Perhaps might even get rid of some of those as well, not sure. But yeah, so that's the Marvel Legends. Let's pop over to the Star Wars quickly. So I got the Black Series TIE Fighter, First Order TIE Fighter that has room for 2 troops, or 2 pilots, like a pilot and a gunner. I've only got a pilot in there at the moment, need a gunner, or a Finn, or a Stormtrooper Finn, and a Poe to go in there for, you know, that first scene of Force Awakens. And before we forget, just my 3 3/4 inch older stuff, older expanded universe stuff. There is a new Luke Skywalker there from Last Jedi. And then this is just my Star Wars Black Series shelf. As you can see, there's a lot of random characters on here. This is mainly like my heroes shelf. Got the Mando there, Cara Dune, Jedi Luke, one of my favourites. And we got most of the Rebels crew. The only one we're missing is Zeb, and they haven't made him yet. And can't forget Darth Revan, of course. And then moving down to this shelf, guys, we've just got pretty much the First Order shelf. Empire, bad guys, whatever. And then moving down to some more retro stuff from my childhood, we've got just some Mighty Ducks. Super awesome. Love them as a kid, and rewatching that on Disney Plus at the moment. Anyone that's been following the channel for some time has probably heard about my love of Batman Beyond. So here is a little look. This is like my little Batman Beyond collection I keep here. And I do really love the X-Men, so these are kind of some of the older 90s X-Men figures I just couldn't let go of when I thinned out my massive collection of 90s figures. And just quickly showing some more Metal Gear Solid love that you guys would have seen in the beginning of the video. Yeah, I do have a lot of love for Metal Gear Solid. I just don't have enough room to display the awesome figures that I have. We got a Raiden hiding in the back there as well. We've just got some real random stuff on this shelf, guys. Yeah, this is kind of just, I had something else in there that I gave to my best mate, and I still haven't filled that spot. So we're slowly working a little bit at a time. Every time I'm around here, I sort of give it a bit of a tweak or a bit of a cleanup. It has been a little while. So these are just some Beast Wars. I don't have a huge Beast Wars collection. You know, there's a few at home that you guys saw. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how it's come along in the last couple of years, just picking up a few at random conventions and toy fairs and trade days and stuff. So let's have a look at some of the other stuff. But before we do that, I'll just quickly show you. I got Chop up there from Grand Theft Auto, and we've got an old school Goku with Gohan. I'm actually thinking about maybe taking that home now. I've resorted my collection. I think that'll look really good on top of the Detolfs maybe. And then we've got the awesome retro collection Party Wagon, which rocks. I never had this as a kid, so to have a boxed one, that is fantastic. Even though it's a re-release, that doesn't bother me. I love the artwork. It's super striking. It just looks awesome. And the box is clean as, no real dings or anything. And this is probably the pride of my Retro Turtles collection. My complete in-box Technodrome. The box is a little bit worn. It's seen some better days. It's got some tape there. But all in all, for like a 30-year-old box, this is really held up really well. So the Technodrome in it is complete, loose, doesn't have any of the cardboard inserts or anything, but the Technodrome is complete and the box is in pretty good condition. And yeah, I really love it. Like, look at the graphics on this box. Look at this kid, look at that hairstyle. So 80s. But just beautiful, a beautiful piece of history that I'm proud to have in my collection. Okay, so we'll just have a quick look at some of the random Dragon Ball stuff and other stuff I've got up here. So we've got Vegeta up there with Pilaf and Shu. I don't know if you guys can see that. We've got Krillin in his little capsule ship. We got a GT Super Battle Collection, Adult Gohan and Adult Goten with interchangeable heads. They are really, really awesome figures. I love those guys. I've had those in my collection for probably about 15 years now, and they're just fantastic. We got some classic Zoids and some random Dragon Ball stuff thrown in there. Some more Zoids. Okay, and a little bit more Dragon Ball. These are the If Labs movie figures, or Jakks Pacifics. I know some of them were If Labs. I can't remember what the rest of them were. But yeah, really fantastic figures. Some of them, the faces don't hold up super well these days, but some of the sculpts are just still awesome. I really appreciate this Gohan. I think that's really cool these days. like, he holds up alright. And they haven't made a lot of figures with him in, you know, his Bojack Unbound gi. We got Bojack back there, he's a little bit rough. Broly. A lot of these, a couple of them I bought new, like the Vegeta, the Gohan, and the Trunks back here. But the rest of them, plus a heap of others, I actually bought in 2 massive lots from America. And cleaned them up because they had like a really nasty smell to them. But, they're really, really solid figures. Like, some of them are pretty rough, but they've cleaned up well, you know, other than paint chips and stuff. Always wanted a heap of these guys. And, yeah, they're pretty impressive figures. I do really appreciate them. And moving down, this is pretty much just the only stuff I kept from my retro Dragon Ball collection, guys. So we've got just a little bit of everything from all different lines, and just all my favourite stuff. You know, we got Tapion, Minosha in the back. Just some really cool Irwin figures that they did. We got Nova Shenron there. Babidi looking like a nutsack there. Ginyu Frog. Like, I love all these little accessories and little characters they used to add in, like Bubbles and Chobi and Korra, and, you know, we've got B, the Sea Tortoise. So much great stuff. You know, even Giru, or whatever the hell his name is, from GT. You know, they added him in with Pan, I'm pretty sure. But I really love these guys. I think some of these are just real standouts, and just, you know, a piece of history to show how far collecting has come, especially in the Western market for some of these figures, guys. You know, like, the Japanese make some great stuff, but this is kind of where the game started, you know, for Japanese figures in the Western market. And to see where we're at now, where we just get the stuff from Japan, that's fantastic. But it's good to always remember where we started, where we came from. Just a random shelf with some of my favourite Fast and the Furious cars, and just some other random Hot Wheels, and like a dragon. And then moving down here, this is like my little random shelf with just little random figures and McDonald's figures and just random stuff I've collected over the years, and just couldn't bear to get rid of because I thought it was just too cool, or it kind of hit a sentimental spot for me from my childhood. But yeah, we got some cool stuff in there. For this little side, but certainly not least, is the Street Shark collection. So the main vehicle I'm missing is the Sharkcopter. I've been eyeing one of those off on eBay forever, a boxed one, and I'm really tempted to get it, but I can't justify the $200 price tag. But I do have, you know, a good variety of the vehicles, and some characters and stuff going on there. I've got pretty much all the characters they did from Extreme Dinosaurs. I do have an extra T-Bone there just because I had that T-Bone and always wanted to get that T-Bone again. I just really, really loved it. And this is just, you know, the rest of the Street Sharks on the lower shelf. So we've got some villains. Villain shelf is filling out quite nicely. And then we've got our hero shelf that is a little bit bare because I've been getting more vehicles as the collection grows. But I really dig them. I still don't mind, you know, having a browse, watching a few episodes of Street Sharks every now and again. But it is good whenever I go to a toy fair or a trade day or something and add to this collection. That really makes me happy. We get away and completely forget we got these guys just chilling down in the corner, just some larger scale Star Wars figures, and then we got Boba Fett down the bottom. So now this is pretty much the last little section. We got one little bit to cover quickly after this, and then we're done. So this is just the turtle collection. We've got the blimp, heaps of random turtles. I like to mix it up with just a lot of different variety. It makes it interesting to look at. Yeah, just lots going on. As you can see, mouses, villains, turtles everywhere. I think these are loyal subjects. Comment down below if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are, loyal subjects. So we've got the turtles and April, Splinter and the Rat King and Leatherhead in the back there, just chilling in the sewer. And then at the top we've just got some of like the real iconic villains and just other characters from the line, or some of my favourites like that Undercover Donnie, the morphing Bebop and Rocksteady there, which is pretty cool, Shredder and the Foot. And then keeping with the classics, we've got this awesome Sharkcopter that was a gift from one of my mates. And then we've got the very first party wagon I ever got, a retro one. I mentioned before that I didn't have one of these as a kid, so this one really is something, means a lot to me. I didn't get this until I was like 20, and this was the first time I'd ever seen one in person, because you just didn't see them in the wild then. So when I finally saw this, I bought it, was super happy with it, and then tracked down all the parts for it years later. So it's almost complete. It's missing a few things, but that means, god damn it, but that means a lot to have this, you know, like the Technodrome. It's a piece of history, but this was always something I wanted so much as a kid, and you know, to finally, when I finally got one like 10, 12 years ago, it was really special when I got that. And just moving on, more turtles. We've got the Next Mutation crew. We're just missing a Venus. That's not the Next Mutation Humvee, but it is the exact same model, same sculpt and everything, just with a different paint job. This one, I believe, came out in 2003. I had the original, and I loved playing with that as a kid. But yeah, it works just as well as the original. The original just had a lot more silver on it and was more Humvee-like from memory. And then we got a couple different rafts on a couple different type of motorcycles from Next Mutation and the 2004 movie, I think. And then we've got like the original Mirage comic style turtles in the 2013 or 2012 animated cartoon style. We've got all the turtles in the van fighting everyone off, and I believe that's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Shredder, but they actually released here in Maya just as a special edition figure. And then moving down, we've just got a heap of random stuff, so I won't drabble on too much about this. Nice little Leo pack there with all the different versions of Leo. Oh no, Mikey's fallen down. So yeah, that is pretty much the entire Turtles collection there. And a couple random things down the bottom here. Fujiwara Tofu 86. 300ZX, that was actually the first import I ever owned, was a 300ZX Z32. And yeah, a couple of the Eaglemoss Batmobiles. Light might make it a little bit difficult to see them all, but there's the Eaglemoss Batmobile collection, the rest of it. Pain in the ass to display or store. And finally, the last few things. So, the poster behind the Leo here, and the 4 turtles. The other stuff is just random stuff my mum has on this little table at the front of her house. Just stuff I've bought for her, or like the Batman. That was like a childhood toy of mine from like, oh, I want to say 28 years ago now, probably, because I'll be 32. I think I got that like when I was 4. So yeah, that is a real survivor. But yeah, so that's like the little turtle shrine Mum has at the front of her house. Alright guys, I know this video ran really long, but there was a lot to go through, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a little bit of detail on some of the stuff I hold dear in my personal collection, spread across 2 houses. Alright fellow collectors, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like down below. Every time you guys like the videos, it helps out so much getting the videos out there and just helps the algorithm so much. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget you can also follow me over on Facebook at Galagun Toys to connect with me there too. And always, thank you for watching guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.